I think we are live. We are. It says we're live, and I have a button that says I could end broadcast at any time. So at any moment, I could just end this whole thing.
If
And Evan, I told you I wasn't going to start off awkwardly, and I already failed. 14 seconds in. Today, I have a great guest. All my guests have been great, but I'm super excited to talk to this guy. I have Evan from Flippy McFlipperson, and I'm super excited to find that I found your channel. I found your channel through watching a Harry Tornado video. You made a cameo in one of his videos, so I went over. I checked out your channel. I watched a video or two, and then like it was probably a week or two later, I got a note. I have so many people I'm subscribed to with the bells on. One day I just happened to be looking, and I saw you had a video come out, so I watched it, and then I've been hooked ever since. So I just absolutely love your videos, and not just because if you watch his videos, there's always like a magic trick to start it in to kind of hook you, but then when you get into the video, it's like great content, and it's witty, it's funny, or I guess are those the same thing? I don't know. And it's informational, and the stuff he finds and sells is amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna say I'm gonna throw it over to Evan, let him introduce himself, then I'll say hi to some people. So go ahead. Thanks, Evan, for coming on, by the way, too.
You got it. My name's Evan. I'll go by Flippy McFlipperson on Instagram and YouTube. I'm a full-time dad, part-time reseller, although those are kind of interchangeable nowadays. But yeah, I've been doing the YouTube thing for about 6 months and reselling for about 5 years. So just having fun with it.
5 years.
Yeah.
And then so you just said you're part-time reseller, full-time dad. Right. So this is your full-time income is reselling.
Correct.
That's awesome.
I mean, and honestly, my wife makes a very good income. We could do it without mine. So that's a lot of stress off of me for sure. But I wouldn't have it be anywhere without her for sure. But so yeah, that's why I say I'm part-time, because we don't have to do it, but I really enjoy it.
So if you're part-time, how much do you work? How many hours a week are you spending on doing your
when the kids are in school? So they get on the bus at 6:30 and get home at 3. So that's about when I'm working.
So you're working like 7 to 3. So you're working a full day. That's a full day's worth of work.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I go play golf sometimes.
Enjoy it. Yeah, I mean that's good. That's good. But you sell. I feel like when I watch your videos, the stuff you sell, I'm sure you do great. You do fine. It's awesome.
I would say I make a full-time income, but not Bill Gates full-time income.
Oh,
maybe like McDonald's manager full-time income.
That's still pretty good, man. I would make that. Like I used to, when I worked a full-time job, I dealt cards, and I used to be like, man, I wish we could just work 6 hours. Like that would be the best. So sometimes I work 6 hours, and then I'll just I don't have like a schedule. I just I don't have to take care of kids or anything. So I just kind of have a list of stuff I want to get done for the day. And whenever I get it done, then I'm going to get it over. Then it's done for the day. But before we go on, I'm going to say hi to some people. First, I'm going to say first one in the chat today was 5 resellers. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Camilla and Kang?
It's Camilla. I knew it was Kang. Right. I could not remember. Camilla. Okay, I'm going to remember that now.
I'm pretty sure they're half my age and wiser than I'll ever be. So.
And then Jen's Closet Gems. Jen is the best. She said, "Let the magic begin." Thanks, Jen. Who else do we have in here? Oh, Dan from Big Thrift Philly. What's up, Dan? How's it going? Let's see. Hey, Tracy. How's it going? Hello. And we got Craig Landshark Picker. What's going on, Craig? Back by Silver. How's it going? Not fair going to the same time as Mike. Mike, my buddy Mike he's trying to steal my thunder, and he decided to have an auction start a half hour before me.
This is free. Auctions cost money. This is way better.
Oh yeah. I was always give it. He always. I had him on last week. I'm like, don't do an auction next Thursday, or last Thursday, so you can come on my channel. He does an auction like every other Thursday or every 2 Thursdays or something. Bluegrass Thrift, how you doing? Bluegrass, I was at the bins today, and I found a couple Barbie like doll houses or something. They're gonna need some washing, but they look like they sell pretty good. And then Philly Picker, what's up, Joe? Joe, I won't tell Mike that you're over here. Thanks for coming, Joe. Thanks for picking me. And then we have Ken. What's up, Ken? How you doing? All right, so I kind of already asked you that, like if you're I thought you were part-time or full-time or however you say it, but I wasn't for sure. But the one thing I didn't know is, well, like, so how did you get into reselling? Like, where did reselling come in?
I honestly, I figured you'd ask that question, and I tried to pin it down, but I'm not really sure. I think in my other job, I was traveling a lot. I was doing sales, and in between appointments, I'd always look for something to do. So sometimes I'd go in a thrift store.
Okay.
And I just started finding stuff that was valuable and said, I'm not going to leave this $100 item here that's going to cost me $3. I'm going to do something with it. So I finally opened up an eBay account and just kind of grew from there.
So you instantly just started selling stuff. So you already knew stuff that was valuable?
Yeah, like honestly, used to do a lot of Nerf guns.
Oh, really?
And I'd find Nerf guns for $2 and sell them for 60 or 70.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, market's kind of saturated now, but I used to do a lot of Nerf guns.
Really? I have a couple Nerf guns that I bought for RA right when I started, and they weren't good buys, and I shouldn't have done it, but I have them. So that kind of gets. We'll go into that a little bit. Where when I see you sell some of the stuff you do a top 10 every Tuesday of your top 10 items, and they're like great sales all the time. They're like amazing. Is that just how do you know that? Is it just your experience of doing this for 5 years that you just know these things, or you just always have like a knack of kind of know what's valuable, what you should be looking out for?
Anything unusual or something that I've never seen before, I'm probably gonna look it up.
Okay.
You know, then there's some experience too. I've been, like I said, doing it for 5 years. You kind of sell the same things over and over. If you put a Callaway golf club in front of me, I know it's got some value. But yeah, anything unusual, just look it up. It takes 2 seconds.
Yep. So I'm gonna say hi to Casey. I had Casey on a few weeks ago. He's a big golf guy, and I see when I watch you, I see you sell a lot of golf clubs. You play golf. I think you played with Casey. So did you get into golf, and then so you know about clubs, or you've just always played golf, and then that's how you know kind of what clubs to be on the lookout for?
I've always played golf, and I've always been on the lookout for clubs, but I'd never found any decent until I met Casey.
Really?
The man is a magnet for golf clubs. You just become associated with Casey, and you'll start finding golf clubs.
So you never found them before?
No.
I mean, like
every now and then.
Even your last video, you're like, "Oh, I found more clubs. I found more clubs." I'm sorry.
Say it again.
I said even like one of your last videos, you're like, "Oh, I got some more clubs." You're probably tired of clubs. Yeah. You're finding like just amazing clubs.
I picked up 3 sets last weekend. I mean,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's all thanks to Casey.
Pretty much. I'm gonna give him the credit.
All right. So where did you so where do you sell at? What platforms?
Mainly eBay. I do a little bit of Mercari, and some Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to learn from you on the Facebook Marketplace. You've been killing it.
I know I've been killing it, but then I get nervous. It's been really good. Well, actually, it's been really slow the last probably week, I think. But there's been a couple things that are a little weird. I've seen a couple other resellers have I've heard they randomly get suspended. They lose their account, and then so I get nervous with that. And then the one thing I found interesting was I watched Emily Conway's video about how she got her account suspended because of a cancellation rate. If it goes over 10%, if you cancel 10% of your sales, of your sales, you could get automatically suspended. Right. And so I went to check mine because I knew I had one. I had a customer that just gave me like these really bad vibes when he was buying this thing for me. So I canceled it. I canceled the transaction. So when I went to go look at that, I looked at my pending balance. My pending balance was like super high it's just been kind of slow the last week. And when I looked into it, they can hold your money and not pay you for almost 20 days. So that's like, that kind of was like, I'm like, I don't know if I like that. No. Almost a month. Like I'm waiting for stuff that was delivered on May 3rd. I still haven't been paid for. So I felt that was kind of a red flag. It kind of weird. It kind of made me weirded out by him.
Do you cross list everything across those platforms, or you just have certain stuff for Facebook, certain stuff for eBay?
I cross list just about anything. So I have where did I throw it? Here, I'll show you one thing. I'll get back to you. I found I ripped this out of a bread maker today at the bin. I only listed this on eBay, but like my shoes, just about like shoes, I mean toys. Like I bought a stack of these books today. I'll list them on Facebook also. I used to pick stuff when I first started on Macari. I would pick stuff and just put it places, but now I just specifically just list it everywhere. I was at one point going to just listing on eBay and Facebook, because by the time I would get done listing it through all the platforms, it would sell on Facebook or eBay. So then I was like, well, maybe I should just focus on the two. And then I'll make a couple sales on Macari. I'm like, I need to make sure I'm still listing on Macari, so I get sales over there. But anyway,
well, that's the hard part for me, is if I sell something on Facebook and I've got to take it off of Macari or an eBay.
Yeah,
that's the hard part for me.
Is, when I get a sale, I've trained myself, because I don't have those like the list perfectly or Vendu, which I'm not against, but I do all my lists. Do you list on your phone or your on the desktop? Desktop. So one of those would be good for you, maybe, because you can like enlist perfectly. You put it all in list perfectly, right. And then when it ends, it'll just take it off whatever platforms it's on automatically. Whereas on I don't think you can do those on a phone. So I wouldn't do it. So I just train myself, when I sell something, I instantly go take it down, like wherever it's at.
That's what I need to do.
But it's still scary sometimes. I've heard horror stories, because I mean, even when I wake up in the middle of the night, I check to see if I sold anything. So last night I sold a couple things. So I'm like, middle of the night, I'm taking stuff down. So but it only takes a second, I guess. But I guess it's kind of worth it though, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna Jen always has great questions, so I'm gonna jump to a question she has for you. She asked, are your daughters interested in reselling? Do you think it'll ever become full-time family gig?
The short answer to that is no.
You're not interested in it?
No. If you ask me if they want to go to a thrift store or a yard sale, it's no, not at all. I'll give you a quick no. Every now and then I can get them to a yard sale, if I promise some ice cream or something afterwards. But other than that, they don't want to go. My youngest has sold some of like her Barbies and stuff. They got rid of some stuff at a yard sale we just had, so that kind of motivated them a little bit. So maybe, but I doubt it. But
they're young. I was watching your last video was awesome. I told you I really liked that video where well, I don't want to spoil it, but I do this every week. I didn't. If I have the first link in the description, I have Evan's channel. So if you guys would oblige and go subscribe to him, that would be awesome. But the last video where I think that was your last video, right? Or no, you did the Tuesday one, the one before that, where you asked them about reselling, what it was. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. But I don't know. They seem
I had no idea what they would say.
Oh, that was unscripted too.
Yeah.
You have them involved in a lot of your like intros or in your videos. So they like YouTube, right?
So the reason that I got into YouTube was really because of them.
Really?
I guess I can say pandemic. When that hit, they're home from school. We're looking for something to do. So we used to do geocaching a while back. So we got back into it. And then they said, we need to do a YouTube channel too, because they're always watching YouTube. I said, well, let's do one on geocaching. Well, we started doing that, and I love the editing part of it, but they lost interest in everything completely, as kids do. And so I just did my own thing. And that's how I got started.
Really?
Yeah.
So there you go. That was one of my questions. So you have another channel, or is this the same channel?
No, well, we had another channel just for them.
Just for them?
Yeah, we got like 4 videos, and like I said, they lost interest, and
then it was. So then you wanted to continue it.
I
have
fun with the editing part of it. Yeah.
So your edits are great. How do you? I already asked you this before. I think I asked you, like, where did you learn how to edit all this stuff?
YouTube.
Just YouTube did all.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I saw a YouTube video that Zach King. If you've never heard of him, look him up.
I'm gonna write it down.
He's like a master editor.
Okay.
He does all these tricks and stuff, and I'm thinking, how can I do that? I wonder if I can do that. So there's a lot of tutorials on how to do his stuff, and a lot of my stuff is kind of I guess homage to him, I guess. But he's a really cool editor, and he kind of inspired me to to do that stuff.
So where what kind of software you use?
Filmora.
Filmora? Did you just say that too?
What's that?
Did you say that, or did you didn't say that? Did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I was right
I've
on
tried a
Jack
couple
King.
other ones, but this is the simplest one.
Do you see me falling? My chair's sinking right now.
Notice you're getting a little shorter.
Did you really? I was trying to hold it. I was trying to hold it up. Man, all right. I'm gonna say hi. While I try to figure out how I might be off the camera screen by the time. Let me just tilt this down a little bit.
There you go.
Wait, that's too far. I'm gonna say hi to Candy. How's it going, Candy? You can always drop the link in the chat and then pin it. Oh, that's how you do that. All right, we're on a timeout here for a second while I try to figure that out. Jen's always got the best ideas. So, why I do that, I can ask you a question though, I guess. Sure. Right? That would be so where I asked you what platforms, what kind of so you sell everything. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite stuff to sell?
Probably hats.
Hats?
Yeah, still do a lot of hats. I should probably do a video on that. I've got a huge bin that I made that stores hats. I've probably got over 700 or 800 hats listed. Just the buy cost and the ROI, fantastic.
How do you how often are you selling hats?
Probably a couple a week.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I like selling hats too. I don't sell them that often though.
Well, so 2 years ago, probably the vintage market on hats was insane. I was selling hats for $200 and $300.
No way.
Oh yeah, but the market it's once again it's saturated. The market's not there like it was. But yeah, the old K Products hats, John Deere hats, those are still worth good money, but not like they used to be.
Really? Yeah, I sold. So is that the kind of hats you're selling, like the more expensive ones, or not the regular every?
It's a mix because you go to a yard sale and find them for $25, and I'm just going to buy the whole box. While I'm listing, it only takes me 1 minute to list another hat. I can list a $40 hat just as fast as I can a $10 hat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I do like hats. What kind of box do you use to ship your hats?
10 by 8 by 6.
10 by 8 by 6?
Yeah. It's probably bigger than they need to be, but I use them for a lot of things. So.
Oh, okay.
When I get my eBay coupon, that's usually what I order, that size.
Okay. Because I always hear I hear a lot of 8 by 6 by 4s. I use a 7 by 7 by 7 box.
Yeah.
For my hats. All right.
You put them in a plastic bag and put a thank you sticker on them, and then put them in the box. And
oh yeah. 5 Resellers has I think it's a question. It says, Evan, how close are you to completing your ideal golf club set? Any you refuse to buy and hopes to find at a thrift or garage sale?
I refuse to buy all of them from a store. Every golf club that I have in my bag is from a yard sale.
Really? Oh
yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I bought a set that was a real upgrade from the ones that I have now from a yard sale. I actually paid $225 for them. I hit them and didn't like them and sold them for $450.
Those that was in your video, right? You said you're going to keep them, and then so you didn't like them and you already sold them.
That's right.
Man, that's awesome.
I knew I could at least get my money back, so I wanted to try them. So
that's the great thing about reselling.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I don't actually keep too much stuff that I find, I don't think. But I keep on thinking, I'm like, I should keep I've been sourcing a lot of shoes lately, and I always kind of want to keep, like, if I find a pair of shoes I want, I think I'm going to keep them next time.
Right.
That I want.
I can never find my size, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, they always go. I wear all kinds of different sizes, but I can, kids or small women's shoes. I can fit my feet into those. They'll be okay. So all right. So you don't want to buy golf clubs because you're making your ideal golf club set. So where do you? So you want to buy them at yard sales, but you're not against thrift stores. Where do you source most of your items?
Both. I prefer yard sales, but I go to a thrift store just about every day. My post office is about a mile from a Goodwill and another little thrift store.
Okay.
So I'll drop off packages and go in there and spend 10 minutes in each one. Usually come
out with your routine
about every day.
That's your routine?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool. I want to say hi to Gypsy Jersey Gypsy Corner Store. Hi, Jersey Gypsy. How you doing? And I'm gonna say hi to Sal. How's it going, Sal? So when you go to I asked you that. Okay, so when you just said you drop all your packages, you go look around at the thrift stores and yard sales and stuff, and then you have that window between when your kids are at school. So what's your listing habits? How much you list a day? How much are you listing?
It comes in waves. I usually list in bunches. Like I might sit down on those 20 items one day, and then the next day I don't list any.
Okay.
And then I made list 10 and 10 and 10, and there's no set schedule for anything really.
So
it should be, I know, consistent listing leads to more sales, but
well, I mean that's what I hear. But I mean, I feel like it seems like you have consistent sales, right?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious, yeah, because I try to list every day, but sometimes like today, I went to the post office. I did some thrifting. I was gone. I went farther. I went about 45 minutes from my house to go thrifting today, and came back and relaxed for a second. And then it was I did a few listings before I came on here, but I think I did 4 or 5 listings is all I did, and I don't know if I'm going to list any more today. So that was kind of, but I'm like, at least I got something done. But I was curious about I was wondering about that.
When you go thrifting, like say you said designate a day for thrifting, how many stores do you have in your, I guess, radius?
I don't. So there's in my town, there's 2 within like 5 minutes, and then there's about 10 minutes down the road, there's another one. I mean, I can hit probably 8 or 9 Goodwills within a. Oh shoot, there's probably more than that. There's tons. That's good. I don't venture off too far really right now. I'm still in the like the phase of trying to figure out what the best strategy is to. When I was just doing this part time, I would go to thrift stores all the time, and I would go different ones every time. But the ones around local to me, I like one day a week I'll go to one of them,
right?
And then I'll hit at least once a week. But now it's getting nicer. When it was the winter was here, when snow and stuff, I would go out maybe once or twice a week. But I've been going to the bins a lot more. I love the bins. The bins is like my favorite. So
I go there every now and then, but just I don't know. It's some of the other stores are so easy, I guess, to find stuff. Then it's not as much effort as to go dig in the bins. So I go every now and then, but not very often.
I almost missed this. I have to. I'm sorry. Jersey Gypsy with the $4.99 for the chair fund. This is a new chair. I don't know what I did. Well, I'm a big guy, but this is supposed to be a big guy chair. I don't know what I did to this chair. It keeps sinking on me, and I don't know. I guess the suspension. I don't know. And I'm gonna say hi to Pete. What's up, Pete? Leroy. What's up, Leroy? How you doing? South Carolina guy there.
South Carolina guy.
Adam. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Did I miss anyone else? I'm sorry if I missed you. I really appreciate y'all coming in here. Oh, Aaron. I'm gonna say hi to Aaron. But I only have Evan for an hour, so I'm gonna just scroll through here real fast. What is this? Paul Luca Palooza. Dan, he's our man. If he can't sell it, no one can. I don't know. It's 2 weeks in a row. Welcome, but I don't know who you are. But I feel like I know you. And let's see. Anyway, I missed anyone? I said hi Candy. If I didn't, I think I said hi to Candy. And Aqua Girl, how you doing? And I haven't Sonny. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in forever. Las Vegas Stress. Hope you're doing well. And let's see. What's up, D? How you doing, D? Harry, what's up, Harry? Karen, what's up?
King right there, and Golf Club King now.
Harry's a golf club king.
Yeah, you need to watch his video of the haul that he got for free.
The haul he got for free?
For free.
Man, free's the best. Do you get any free inventory?
Rarely.
Rarely?
Well, actually, my parents are into thrifting, but they don't resell. So
really?
I've kind of told them some things, and they've learned some things from me to look out for, and they'll just buy it and give it to me. They find more Black & Decker Space Maker can openers than anyone should be allowed.
Really? I see those in a lot of videos, and I never see one.
I've got 3 sitting on the shelf that they've given me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, man. I always see that stuff. I see him in a video, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till I find one. I'm gonna say hi to Larry, and then I see another question from Jen. Jen asks such good questions that anytime I see a question from Jen, we have to ask it. Evan, how intensely do you pay attention to your YouTube analytics? Do you enjoy that aspect of YouTube, or mostly the creative aspect?
I don't pay attention to the analytics really at all. I probably should, but like I said, I love the editing part. I love the creative part. So that's kind of what I'm here for. If it takes off, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. I'm having fun doing it. That's the important part to me.
Well, she kind of asked.
I probably look into the analytics a little more than I do, but
you don't ever look at them.
Not.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, that's great. It kind of gets into the question. I'll just jump to that a little bit. I was just kind of curious what your plans were for your channel. I really love your channel.
Thank you.
I'm serious, and I'm so happy you came on here now because I swear, like I swear, you're just like one video away from just like absolutely blowing up. I swear to God, it's great stuff, man. I swear, if you're in this chat and you've not seen his videos, they're amazing. I love them.
Thank you.
So
plans, I don't really have any. When I started it, I kind of said I'm going to try 2 videos every week for a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
Okay. I like
it. And you know, once I reach that year, I may take a break because I mean it's a lot of work for sure.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
But once they get to that year, we'll kind of see what happens and reevaluate. There is something that I really want to do that I want to try, a new kind of series that I want to do. It's got to do with reselling, but also traveling. So we may have something coming out soon with that.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm excited. That's exciting. Okay.
I like to take thrift trips. We just go.
Oh, you like take thrift trips?
Go for a weekend to just pick random places and go thrifting and yard selling for all weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when's the year? When's your year?
It would be December, I guess.
Oh, you didn't start till December?
Yeah.
Dang, really?
I think it was 1st of December, end of November.
Oh my gosh. I didn't go back and look far enough, I guess.
They're not any good. They don't have to.
No, you know, because it's one of those. It's YouTube's so weird because when you jump in at people's channels and then you want to watch, then you'll go back a little ways. I did go back, but I don't know if I didn't. I'll have to look to see how far I went back and looked, but I didn't realize it was December. I assumed it was. You kind of mentioned the pandemic, so then I just assumed it was you did geocaching for a little while with your kids, right. And then. Man, just December, and you already hit 600 subscribers.
And I don't
know if that's good.
That's good or not. I really don't.
Well, I started in November. I'm not. This isn't like a brat. I started in November of 2019, and I hit 500 subscribers in like August of 2020, and but nah, I don't. I mean, that's good. I mean, that's really good. But I like that you because it's such a grind, man. But to be committed to it for a year, because that's
you
awesome.
Can hold me accountable because I said it in public.
What's that?
I said now you can hold me accountable because I said it in public.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard though. Once if you like it, I mean, that's the best part about it.
Right. Exactly.
Like I did the same thing. I started and I was gonna try it for a year, and I liked it so much I knew I was gonna continue. Like it's fun. Right. I wish I could do it more, but it's tough to try to also make money reselling. I would put my YouTube channel sometimes ahead of reselling, and now it's got to be vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, that's cool. Like, how long does it take for you to do a video because of some of the editing?
Honestly, the edits don't really, like the magic tricks, I guess you call them, don't really take that long. It's more setting up the shot than it is the actual editing. And the ideas are harder to come up with than actually doing them. You know, it's hard to come up with something every week to do.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have plans on what to do if you do you do them in every one of them? Is it every one?
Mainly on the
Tuesday. Okay. Because I was gonna say maybe it's tough. Like man, I feel like some of them you could reuse. Like I mean.
Right, eventually, yeah.
I mean, or change or tweak them or something, but they're super cool. Yeah. I mean, they're really good. Even if you didn't, I mean, I think it's great because it gives you. I like it because a lot of times it's like a creative way of looking at it, like a hook to get someone hooked into the video. And was that your idea when you started it?
What's that?
Was that your idea when you started it?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm not like a radiant personality that's gonna, suck in people just by looking and talking to me. So you got to have some kind of gig or catch or
Right, right. That was like a great way instead of just plugging. I mean, because then when you're watching, that's like the amazing. Because then you're watching it, and I mean, I'm trying to think of just. I mean, you had the bag. The one I liked was the a few weeks ago, the Rolex bag. You were like trying to buy a bag. You didn't have a bag at the Goodwill, and then so you bought a bag for like $1, and then you flipped the bag for what was it, like $100 or something.
It was, yeah, like 125, 170.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it's like that's all the time. It's all the time. That's awesome.
I had no idea it was worth that much, honestly.
Really?
I just grabbed it because I needed a bag and they didn't have any, so it was $1.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that'd be cool to have a Rolex duffel bag.
What's the chances of that? Like you just pick that one.
Right.
What's up, Justin? How you doing? Let's see. I already asked that question. All right, so this one I asked you where you like to source. You have many options because I mean there's resellers like everywhere. There's everywhere. Whenever I go to a thrift store, especially the Benz, I mean I know this. I see the same people, so I'm assuming without just walking up and asking them, I'm assuming that they're resellers. And I'll even see some of them at the post office, so I'm assuming they're resellers. In your area, I just noticed that there's just by watching YouTube, there's like tons of resellers. There's resellers everywhere,
right?
That are.
I mean, how many reseller YouTubers are there? There's tons.
I know that's what I mean. So do you get a little nervous like when you try to go out finding stuff that there's just going to be too many people or everyone's kind of because there's so many. I don't have Amazon bins up here. I don't have thrift. I mean, I have thrift stores. I don't know how. I have garage sales, but I don't know how long your garage sales go, but really, honestly, garage sales, I think this weekend will be good for garage sales here, but you have different ways to go source. Like, are you getting nervous with all the people that are around, all your competition, I guess?
I mean, not really. I think anywhere there's so much stuff that has value. It's just, having the knowledge or just the wherewithal to look it up when you see it. I can walk behind a reseller at a yard sale or at a thrift store and find 3 things that they've missed.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Somebody could probably, I actually did a video of Casey's in it of stuff that I missed at yard sales that I saw when I was editing. And
that's the worst.
I looked up a fan that I could have got for $5. It sells for $100. I walked in a garage and a lady had golf clubs sitting there. I didn't ask her about them. Casey, Carolina thrifter, walked behind me 10 minutes later, walked in the garage and said, hey, are those garage sale or those golf clubs for sale? I think he paid $100 for them and he's into the thousands now.
Really?
Yeah. And what he sold.
Man.
So I did a whole video about stuff that I missed. But everybody misses something, and lots of people have a niche, and they'll walk into a thrift store and they're only looking for vintage electronics.
Yeah.
So.
Do you like vintage electronics?
I do.
Yeah, really?
I do. I've got.
I see you sell some of the big stuff. You just sold like the stereo receiver. I think it's in those speakers. The one guy was supposed to buy them both, and then you end up like most of the time I'd have people flaking out, but the guy flakes out on you, then you end up selling and making more money to a different guy. Like
$50 more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So okay. I already asked you what you decide. Okay, so real quick. Your channel name's Flippy McFlipperson. I mean, I get it. Before I start though, I have to say, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Palooza and wants to know where's Oscar. Oscar's running around out in the hallway. Oscar's my dog, if you didn't know that. So I mean, I understand the why Flippy McFlipperson. I mean, I understand what it means, but why? What made you come up with that?
It's a dumb story. My buddy and I were riding down the road and we were talking about reselling, and I said, I need to start it. This is right when I was starting Instagram. I said, I'm going to start an account, but I need a cool name for it. Something to do with hustling or flipping. And he's like, how about Flippy McFlipperson? and that was it.
That's it?
I mean, yeah, it's that simple.
That's not that crazy of a story.
No.
Jersey Gypsy's going to check out your channel. You won't be disappointed. Man, I thought it was going to be, when you said it was going to be an interesting story, I thought it would be something. No, it's a cool name. I like it.
It's,
the when you made the cameo on Harry Tornado's video, you're like, oh, this is my friend Flippy McFlipperson. I'm like, Flippy McFlipperson. Like that's really cool.
Yep, nothing spectacular there. Just a buddy of mine just happened to come up with it.
At least he helped you.
Yeah, no doubt.
I already asked you what your plans of the channel are. All right, let me see if let me say hi to a couple more people in here. To say hi to Paul. What's up, Paul? How you doing? If you guys have questions for Evan, leave them in here. Put question, or I could probably see it if I don't have to put question. I'm really bad at the chat. Oh, here we got another Jen question. She wants to know what's your favorite golf club brand to use personally and best selling brands.
The clubs I use now are TaylorMade speed blades. I had a set of Mizuno Apex irons. Those are the ones that I tried, didn't like. And Callaway lately have been the ones that I've been finding and selling the most of.
Callaway?
Yeah, the newer Callaway stuff goes for big bucks.
Really?
Of course, I really like to find Nike because they don't make them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been pretty valuable. Like you may have saw it in the video. I sold a driver that I got for $20 and sold it for $225.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy. I've heard that the Nike stuff that they don't make it and that's valuable.
That same driver, they make a model, the Tiger Woods version. It's got it's a little tiny logo on the heel of the club. And if you can find that one, it goes for like $350, $400.
Really?
Because it's the same exact club, but it's got that little logo on it. It's
really
great.
The same one, just the logo. Wow.
It's got a little logo on it. Yep.
Yeah, Casey says Nike's money.
He knows.
Do most people who have Nike clubs like kind of know that they're worth money, or
I don't know.
Or do you get them super cheap? Like, how often do you find a Nike club?
Not very often.
Not very often.
Those actually came from my neighbor. Said his parents were having a yard sale. Said, "What are they selling?" He's selling some golf clubs. What kind? He said, they had some Nike drivers, and I asked him what kind they were and how much they wanted. I want them. Thanks. So we went over there and got them.
Did he ask you what you did with them?
They know. Matter of fact, she was like, I want 20 for this one, 20 for this one. And I bought like a bunch, all the golf clubs that they had. It ended up being like $100. And then she was like, I think you paid me too much. You paid me too much. No, we're good. I promise we're good.
Oh, that's they didn't get upset with you or nothing. I mean,
no, she knows that I resell. I've bought stuff from them before, actually.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. I've never seen. Well, I don't know much about golf clubs. When Casey was on, I was talking to him about it. But last year when I go, I don't know what I mean, just watching now, I can't wait to go hopefully test my skills and see if I've learned anything about some golf clubs, because I go in like at my Goodwills, there's 2 or 3 around me that actually ever have golf clubs, but they're the same old nasty looking woods that have been there for probably 2 years or something. But I don't see them a lot. I haven't seen any yet the 2 weekends I've been out garage selling. But last year I was seeing some golf clubs, and one time this guy just told me it was a nice club, so I got lucky. I bought a putter. I paid him $20. Had no idea what it was, and I flipped it, I think, for $40 or $45. Nice. But that's my only experience with golf clubs. I
hardly ever find them at Goodwill. It's mainly yard sales and Facebook Marketplace. Find them all on Facebook Marketplace, especially kids clubs.
Yeah.
People don't really know the value of kids golf clubs. Like, I just sold a set of Callaway XJ for juniors and paid $45 from a lady on Facebook Marketplace and sold them for $230, I think.
Wow.
For kids golf clubs.
Dang, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at 2 sets now that I got from yard sales last weekend. I paid $25 a piece. One set should go for $200 and the other one for like $125, $150. And they're just kids golf clubs.
Man, what kid pays that much for? I think I do have a set of golf clubs. I think I paid $100 for them. And I could pay $200 for golf clubs. All right, let's see here. What I asked you about your listing habits, and I talked to you about your what sold video, your resellers. I asked you your name of your channel. What gave you an idea? And I asked you kind of what about your intros and your interesting editing tricks. I asked you about that. And so of your interest of your like the cool tricks that you were, what do you call them? Just edits?
Edits, tricks, whatever.
Edit tricks. Which one's your favorite that you've done? If you off the top of your head, do
Probably
you
the
know?
egg. Did you see the egg in the frying pan?
No, I don't think I did.
So
No, I might have. When is it? How long? I'm gonna have to look this. Which one is it?
It's pretty early.
Early? Then no, probably not.
But
I like the
actually
truck one.
the ping pong ball and on the counter, and it bounced up and landed in the frying pan, and it turned into an egg that was frying.
Really?
It came out pretty clean. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like the one where your daughter was changing the colors of the truck.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, that wasn't the same one where you were like you had super morph speed on it, was it? That was a different one.
No, that was a
It
different
was like through the whole video. That was cool. I like that. I like it.
Thrift mode, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thrift mode. Yeah. Let's see. Question for Evan. I have a chance to go to Kiwa Sunday for 220. Should I go?
No. I
shouldn't
wouldn't pay that much to go. I'd watch
it. For 220.
Yeah.
That's the PGA. That's the PGA Championship.
Yeah, I'd watch it on TV. The practice rounds are more fun than the actual tournament, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying before. Because I at first I couldn't. I was afraid that you were at the PGA thing. I'm like, oh man, if you were there, we didn't have to do this today.
No, I just went for the day.
Okay, that's cool. How far of a drive is that from where you're at?
I think it was 3 hours about.
3 hours? Oh, that's not too bad. Let's say hi to Yard Sales. Yard Sale steals 300. What's up? How you doing? He says, hey gents. So okay, I already asked you kind of. I kind of taught. Well, did you? You're in South Carolina, and you're a huge Tigers fan.
Absolutely.
Right? Like go Tigers.
Alumni.
Huh? Alum. I just found that out. I think that's super awesome. Like, what do you like them for? Have you always been a Clemson fan?
Yeah, ever since I was
little kid.
Yeah.
And then you like, so you had. I think it's awesome that you went there too. That's. If I could have picked one school I would have went to, I would have loved to have gone to Clemson.
Well, like I said, I wanted to be a vet, so that was really the only option in South Carolina.
That's the only place to be a vet?
Pretty well, even then, there's no vet schools in South Carolina. That's the only place you can really do pre-vet and then go to an actual vet school. You have to go to UGA or NC State or somewhere like that to go to vet school.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was about my only choice if I wanted to do that.
And you did that, you said, for 2 years?
Yeah, and got burned out. I couldn't do it for 4 more.
And then you ended up, what did you graduate in again?
It was PRTM, Parks, Recreation, Tourism Management.
That's cool. So you could have been one of the guys on Parks and Rec.
I could have been, yeah.
You watched that show?
I had an internship at Disney, and that's when I changed my major, kind of hopes of going back and working there. But they don't make any money starting off.
Oh, and at Disney they don't?
Yeah.
Really? What kind of internship did you do there?
I worked at the Animal Kingdom. I was actually doing outdoor foods.
Oh, really?
The little popcorn huts and the ice cream stands and stuff. I was actually a stocker.
Oh, really?
I walked around Animal Kingdom all day with loads of Cokes and ice cream and stocking the carts.
Oh, so you didn't get to dress up like a character?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, really?
I don't think I'd make it too good of a Tarzan.
That's awesome. All right, so okay, so back to I want to talk to you a little more about your YouTube channel. Before you started, did you like editing before, or did you just instantly when your kids wanted to do geocaching channel, you started looking into editing and then you kind of liked it? Have you tinkered with it at all before?
Never.
For real?
I downloaded the software, the Filmora, when they wanted to do the channel, so I started playing with it then.
Really?
And yeah, it's kind of, I really love it, honestly. Like if you wanted to send me your videos, I'd probably edit them for you if I had the time.
I'm not saying I do a good job. I don't do, but I like, it's fun to do. It's fun to try. I like it because to try to learn how to do something different every time.
Exactly.
Nothing crazy. I still use iMovie. I don't know what kind of fancy tools I can do with iMovie, but I like kind of doing that part.
Yeah, I have fun, and the sad part is I could sit here for hours and do it. At some point, you just got to cut it off.
Really? Yeah. How much? So did I ask how much time do you put into one of your your What Soul videos are, they're usually under 6 or 7 minutes.
Right.
Like how much time do you put into that video?
Probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and honestly, the majority of that is doing the. I always flash the calculations on the screen. Sell price, sold for this, sold for that.
Oh, I'm
That's
glad you
probably
mentioned
what
that.
takes the longest.
I love that part.
And I do too, because I can tell you that I sold a golf club for $50 and I paid 20 for it, but when you take out 14% or 13.5% for eBay fees and how much it costs to ship, then you're really getting a true picture.
I do. I like that a lot. I used to well, I would do the thing at the end where I would show how much money I make. I stole that from Harry Tornado. Like, so the breakdown of how much I made.
Right.
And then I got discouraged at it a lot. Because it wouldn't be like for like a super great amount, and I'm just trying to build some money up, and I was getting discouraged a lot with it.
Right.
And then so I don't even try. I try not to pay attention as long. I felt like, but I really do like that on your thing. I feel like I should do that, but sometimes it gets a little hard because I don't sell the stuff. Like, if I don't have a huge sale, then it's like, it's kind of embarrassing to put that up there sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I did the top 10.
Yeah,
because I might sell 5 hats in a week at $15 a piece.
I thought when I watch your top 10 every week, I feel either you have to do a not top 10 or I'm gonna steal it and do a not top 10 one week for me.
There you go.
I've thought about that before, but like, because I really like, I think it's really cool. I really like it, but I think it's a great idea of your top 10, not my not top 10. But I think you should do a not top 10 one time.
That's not a bad idea. We may do that one day.
Yeah, if not, I'm gonna steal the idea because I have a bunch of not top 10s.
Count 10 to 1 and then 1 to 10. Go back the other way on the same video.
Oh, that'd be
Best
cool.
sales and worst sales for that week.
Oh, that'd be cool. Or lower dollar. Like, you have regular sales, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not right. I mean, they're like, that, I guess that's, or not. I don't mean it like that, but you're saying you sell you sell some hats and stuff. Like, you have, you don't go into a thrift store and like, I'm only going to buy stuff that's going to make me, $70 or whatever. Like, you'll buy smaller.
I try to stay above like $20 or $30, but if it's a bad day and I haven't bought anything all day, I might pick it up.
Do you look at it like what is your like what the time is going to put into an item to list?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then
even if it's a $50 hat, if it's going to take me 3 hours to clean it up and reshape it and all that stuff, I may not get it.
Yeah. I bought it like I was telling Bluegrass Thrift. I bought this big old Barbie doll thing, and it's gonna take some work to clean, but it's so cheap at the bins. I pay $1.29 a pound for everything I bought today. I paid $30, and this Barbie thing, they sell anywhere. There's been some sell for $50, some sell for like $150, depending on. Mine's not going to be at that high end, but I could double my money just on that. Plus everything else is going to be gravy. And then I found a pair of these Nike Air Max. I can't remember the thing. They sell for like $75. Wow. But these are in like kind of nasty shape, so they're going to take some elbow grease to clean them up. But
that's how I build a death pile, because I'll buy stuff that needs work or needs cleaning and that kind of stuff, and it'll go in the death pile, and then the next day I find good stuff that doesn't have anything to be done, so those get listed first.
Yeah.
So that's
So then I should just leave them, huh?
No, I'm saying I should because I'm lazy.
Yeah. But I guess every time I go, I did put stuff back today because I would just buy everything, and then when I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna clean this. But when I go to like the regular Goodwill, I'm like, I'm not spending $10 to clean this stuff up. But right. They're gonna wait. It's literally costing me probably under $3 at $1.29 a pound. When you're saying, here, I have a question from Sal before it gets too late. He wants to know, name an item you wish you would have never sold and kept for yourself. That's a good question, Sal.
That's tough. Maybe a PS1 that I found that was sealed for $10 at a yard sale. Yeah, really? I actually sold it for I think $7.50.
Really?
I hate to think what it's worth today, because that was 2 years ago.
2 years? Oh wow.
Yeah, so I hate to think what it's worth today. I probably could double or triple that, I would guess.
Oh man, you've
But,
so you just
but
walked up.
$10 into 750. Crazy.
I mean, that's amazing,
Yeah.
man. That's you said a garage sale,
Yeah, and it was 12 o'clock.
really?
I started not to go, and come to find out, the woman had overslept. She was just putting stuff out.
Oh.
So
So you were like the first one there.
crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Brand new sealed.
Yeah, in the box. Even had this extra. I guess it was a bundle, like a Final Fantasy bundle.
Mhm.
It had a Final Fantasy game still sealed. I sold that for I think 75 or 100, and then there was an extra controller. It was still sealed, and I sold it for good money. And he's like, "Yeah, I've had that under my bed for I don't know how long. My kids never played with it." So, well, I'll take it.
How did they not even just open it up though? That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't imagine having a. That was I sold before the pandemic. One of the first things I sold was my old Dreamcast. That I bought it when it was brand new, and then I just kind of when I got into reselling, I was like, all right, it's time to sell this thing, and that was very hard for me to sell. Like I wish I hadn't sold it, but
Right.
it was nice, I guess. I'm gonna say hi to Danielle. What's up, Danielle? How you doing? And I don't think I missed anyone. If I missed anyone else, hi. Say hi to me. Or say hi. You can say hi to Evan too. Aqua Girl says a ice cream cart in Disney holds 50,000 worth of ice cream retail.
That's probably about right.
It's
expensive.
It's everything's pretty expensive.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna know this. So do you watch TikTok?
I don't. I don't even have it downloaded on my phone.
Oh, that's good for you. Like that's good.
Instagram's bad enough.
Oh, I'm bad at both of them, but TikTok. I was watching a TikTok, and it was a girl who said that if you go to Disney World dressed kind of provocative, they'll give you a coupon for a free Disney T-shirt. Do you know anything about that? Is that for real?
I've seen people get free T-shirts coming off of water rides.
Oh, because they got what?
They made the mistake of wearing a white shirt on a water ride.
Oh,
Disney wants them to cover up. I've actually seen that happen.
So you get we're gonna say hi to Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Are you gonna be on Jeff's show?
I am next Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday? All right. He said that I stole you. I guess he wanted to do this today or this week or something.
Yeah. Between that and the PGA, I was kind of booked up.
That's awesome. Oh, Candy doesn't have TikTok. TikTok I got into when the pandemic started. It's very, I mean, it's you can get sucked in, but it's really cool. Like I made dinner tonight from a TikTok recipe, and I made a snack from a TikTok recipe. I had I made this apple dip where you just take some yogurt, like plain yogurt, and you mix in some peanut butter, and you mix in some cinnamon and some honey. You mix it all together, and it's like an apple butter dip. It was like super good.
Yeah,
I tried that, and then I made some chicken tacos tonight for dinner, all from TikTok.
TikTok isn't TikTok, or are you just watching TikTok?
What's that?
Do you post on TikTok, or you just watch TikTok?
I have 2 TikToks posted.
Nice.
But they're when I first found TikTok, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do TikTok too. And plus YouTube, and then it became too much. So I'll watch it for a little while. I put a timer on, and then I turn it off if I'm. But like the other day, I woke up and I was scrolling for a while. I'm like, man, I can't do this. So I got up and actually started working. Did some real work. Right. But you can find some good stuff. It's a hole you fall into. All right, Casey. We'll see you later. He's got to run.
See you, Casey.
All right, let's see. Everyone else have questions for Evan? And if you have
the 5 resellers, Camilla and Kang had a question.
Did they? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I missed them. Is it this one for you both?
I don't know the answer because they already know the answer.
What's something you're still on the lookout, or even after all this time reselling, besides the Scotty Cameron putter, Evan? That's what you're always on the lookout for?
Yeah, pretty much. I've never found one.
You've never, ever?
Never, ever.
I've never heard of it.
Cameron hat that was worth a lot of money. That's the only thing Scotty Cameron I've ever found.
Really?
It's kind of my grail. Most recently was one of the Dr. Seuss books. I wanted to find one of those since they, I guess, banned them or quit making them. And I found one the other day.
Did you really? One of the banned ones?
Yep.
Where'd you find it at?
Salvation Army in my hometown. I was actually driving through to go play golf with my stepdad and stopped at Salvation Army in Goodwill, and sure enough, the Mulberry Street one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do with it? Where you?
I think I can still sell it on Macquarie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you comp it yet? Are the comps still pretty high?
I think they're still not like they were.
Okay.
They're still pretty high. I think.
What did you pay for?
$50.
How much?
I think 50 maybe.
50? What'd you pay for it?
50 cents or $1, so not much.
I mean, that's an okay flip, I guess.
Right.
You think it'll make the top 10?
Maybe. Depends on when it sells, what week.
Oh yeah, I guess. Duh.
I've got a crazy one coming next week, so stay tuned.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's insane.
I can't. Really?
Yeah.
You aren't going to tell us? Don't tell me.
I'll tell you off the air when we get out of here.
Oh, I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. Maybe I'll decide when we're done. Right. I don't think I'll. It says for both of us.
Yeah.
But I don't. There's something you're still on the lookout. I will tell you the one thing I was looking for myself to keep. It was when I did a 99-cent auction challenge, where I had to like auction stuff off for 99 cents free shipping. And I went out looking for stuff for the auction, and then I just couldn't find anything. So then I just picked through a lot of my inventory. I didn't have good stuff I felt was good for the auction. So then I had to dig deep. And then one of the items was an item that I had been looking for years at thrift stores, was the Office Monopoly. And when I couldn't find it. And eventually it's one of those I have on. It's on save whenever someone posts it on eBay, it alerts me.
Right, yeah.
And I ran into it last summer and I got it for $80. I had to pay $80 for it.
Yeah.
But it was going for up near $200 at the time.
Wow.
So
New or used?
Used.
Oh,
now
wow.
it's down to like the 130, 150 range. But it was just I would love if I found that in a thrift store, I would go nuts probably.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That or like the NCAA football, I guess. But I don't know how well that's still doing. Is that still pretty good?
I think it's still around $100.
But those are, I guess those are typical ones, I guess. I don't really have, I've never really looked. I mean, the Office one would be just amazing. Like that would be awesome. But I feel like the Office is almost impossible. I don't know. I say that I kept on thinking that. And then I had a viewer message me because they found one for like $7 and they flipped it for $160 after they saw it and like when I was talking about it in one of my videos. Right. So I guess there is still hope that I'll find one because that would be the best if I could find one for one at my Goodwill. But I feel like my Goodwill would be
keep it or sell it.
Oh, then I'd have two, so I would be. The crazy thing is I haven't even played it, but mine look like brand new. Like sometimes they look a little rough, but I would probably sell one if I found another one. It would be hard though, I guess. I don't know if I would want. I mean, that's a tough question. That's a tough question. I don't know. I'd have to play it though. I've never played it either. That's why I was like, all right, if someone wants to buy, and then the person they bid up, and I can't remember what it ended up selling for, but then they instantly canceled the transaction.
Oh wow!
Because then I was like, all right, at least I had doubled my money. I think it was like, all right, oh, that's fine. Because I haven't even played it. Like I just bought it because I want. It took me like 6 months to even open it. And I didn't even open it. I just left it in the box, like the box that they shipped it in, because I didn't want anything to happen to it. So I just left it sealed in the box.
You gotta play it.
You gotta play it.
You gotta play it.
Yeah, I guess I also have I have some other Office game too that I can't get anyone to play these games with me. I guess I can play Monopoly by myself, right? I don't know.
Maybe.
I'll play. My mom will play. We play like electronic Monopoly. Well, I found electronic Monopoly at the thrift store over a year ago, and it sells for like $25, $30, and I wanted to play it, so we have a game and it like saves it, and we haven't played it for a while, so that's why I'm not gonna even attempt to have her play Office Monopoly with me when she doesn't want to play regular Monopoly, right?
Right.
But all right, let me make sure I got through all my questions I had to ask you before we wrap up today.
I see Danielle has one.
All right, man. See, you're better at the chat than I am, man. Is it this one? What's the one thing you two hate to list, but you know it will make good money if it's listed. Mine is tools, not interested. Go ahead, Evan.
Clothes, 100% clothes. I I I keep saying I'm going to quit selling clothes, and I keep buying them because I know they'll sell eventually, and they'll sell for good money, and I just don't like listing them. But and then I watch the five resellers, and they give me all these new brands to be on the lookout for, and fill my head with all this information. So now I've got more clothes to be on the lookout for, but it's a never-ending cycle. But
What
I just don't like listing them.
do you source? You source all what types of clothes do you source?
Um, I love. I mean, everybody says this, but I really do like to find the vintage T-shirts,
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. I don't find them very often because they're so hot right now. But just about anything. I mean, higher end brands, vintage T-shirts.
just it with just whatever. So like how many items do you have that are closing in your store? Do you have a ton?
Probably
I
two
guess
or
like
three
these you
hundred. I'm
sell.
guessing. Yeah.
You sell them jackets and stuff all the
Right. And
time.
see, I love those too. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't mind. I don't mind clothes. I don't. The one thing I hate are is some of the big like you like the big electronic stuff. I don't like that stuff. Like
Well, honestly, the vintage electronics, there's such a big following now.
mhm,
They're pretty easy to get rid of, even if they're not working.
really,
I've sold several on Facebook Marketplace, and lots of times I can just message those guys that have bought from me before because they're so obsessed and they collect so many. They'll buy them without even seeing them.
so you don't even
I
like
ain't
you can
receiving
sell it
money.
untested.
What's that?
You can sell it untested and everything.
I typically test it.
Do you know how to do all that stuff?
Usually, yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not very good at that stuff.
I like to tinker. That's kind of why I like to sell that stuff because I like to tinker with
Oh,
it.
okay, I get that then. Because I like to, I don't know if it's tinkering. It's probably a waste of time. I like looking at through all those stupid board games. So I'll sit there. It doesn't bother me. And when I'm looking through it, so then I was like, that's what I was like. I'll part it out, and then I don't. I mean, I'm okay with that. So if you like, I'm the worst at tinkering. I'll do like VCR DVD combos and VCRs.
Yeah.
Those I know how to test. I mean, I can test that stuff. But I had a lot of receivers. I didn't really know much about them, and I talked to a buddy who kind of helped me because I didn't. And then they kept on getting returned, and people were saying they didn't work. And I was like, I tested this thing, and it was working. So then I just like I'm done with this. I don't want to mess with these things. And I did a buy from him last year, and in the buy, he gave me this big old laser disc. This will kind of answer your question, Daniel. He gave me this big old laser disc to sell, and it was like part of the deal, but I didn't really want it, but I took it because it was part of the deal, and I still haven't even tested this thing because I didn't have a laser. He gave me a laser disc, but it was sealed, and then I think I sold the laser disc, but then I bought a laser disc to test it, and then by the time it got it, it was sitting in my death pile, and I haven't messed with it since.
I've sold a couple of those laser disc players, and yeah, they can be finicky too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
I want to test it. I should test it because I don't. I should look it up. I guess before last year when I was looking at it, I don't know why. If you see the stuff I sell, I don't know why I didn't test this thing. It was selling for like 150 when I got it, and then I don't know if it's still at that 150 mark. But
It should be. I mean, they don't make them anymore, so it should go up.
Yeah, it'll go up. I should just hold on to it then, right?
Maybe.
And I think I have some other kind of disc changer that like a Sony 5 disc changer that I don't want to mess with that I found at the bins.
Right.
And it was I don't know how does your bins go? Do they sell those big bulky items? Are they just give you a price on them, or do they give you like a weird?
I think it's usually I don't go often, but usually I think it's like $5.
$5. Okay.
I actually bought a snowboard there
Oh,
for
that's
$5.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They this thing they sold, it was like $2 or $4, and then now every time I find big stuff, when I go ask it, it's just part of the weight now. I'm like, it's not worth it now. Like for this thing's gonna weigh. This thing weighs like 10 pounds. I'm not paying $10 for this thing, and so I don't mess with that.
So they
I don't
won't
have a storage.
price on that item, huh?
What'd you say?
That they won't just give you a flat price on that
Nope.
item. Weigh it,
No.
no matter what it is.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They won't. I see some big stuff sometimes, and I would love to just get a. Oh, I'll get up the nerve to ask sometimes, but I've asked so much that they don't. They never. They always say no. So I'm like, whatever. They have like some big stuff. Like I would love to just be like, can I get this for like this amount? Like, will you work with me? And then they don't care. I'm like, no one's gonna buy this. Like, unless you're giving them, unless they know someone, maybe they have a friendship with someone that they'll just eventually just cave into them. Like they might not, I guess. I'm not saying if you're watching this Goodwill Bins Northwest Indiana, I'm not saying that you do that. I'm just saying. But but I've seen you have storage. You have a storage unit that you do all your. Yeah.
I got kicked out of the garage. It was taking up too much space.
So you got kicked out.
I did.
Because that's man. All right, I guess. Because
at least that's climate controlled, and my garage is not. In 100-degree South Carolina summers, it gets a little warm in the garage.
I bet, man. Yeah, I have I do everything in my garage. Like I won't go film out there, pull orders sometimes in the summer because it's like I'm sweating, like I'm just sweating beads. It's too hot. Well, I'll go out there super early in the morning to go get my stuff because then it gets too hot out there. Right. And then I keep everything else that's like less that doesn't. Everything that needs to get climate controlled, I try to keep I have an extra closet in my bedroom that I keep it in there. But I would love to have a storage. What'd you say?
How many items do you have on your eBay store?
Right now, I listed 740. And how many do you have?
It's like 1250, but like I said, a bunch of them are hats.
A bunch of them are hats.
I bought, I think it was 800 hats last year.
Really?
So yeah, I spent weeks listing them.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this one question, then I'll because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I used to be in the frame of mind about I had to have an X amount of. I was trying to get to 1,000 listings was my goal. So I was just when I first started, I would buy whatever would make me a few dollars so I could sell it and turn it into money. And as I've learned, as I've gone, I've only been reselling for not even 2 years yet. And as I've learned. That's probably not the best way. So now I try to pick better items. I still pick low dollar items, kind of like I was asking you, but I try to look at what my time is going to cost me. And then I do a listing. I set a base price of, I list $200 a day is what I try to list every day instead of like however many numbers of items over the next few weeks. I don't want to take too much time on my listing on my inventory, but I want to start going through all my inventory and actually just start pulling the stuff out. That's just not like I have bunches. I used to buy like audiobooks in bulk from like off of eBay, or I did a couple Facebook Marketplace, and I would bundle up into authors and stuff and try to sell them that way. Right. But if I didn't really know or what genre they were, I would like just list them as singles. And I did the same thing with DVDs. If I couldn't do it, I would just list them singles. So I have a bunch of that. I mean, there's probably out of 740 items, I probably have 300 or 400 that are actually probably good listings. The rest of them probably crap.
And I have a lot of that too. I that's one of those things I need to do is go through inventory and just pull out all the dead stuff.
Yeah.
But that takes time, and I'd rather be outsourcing than doing that.
Right. That's what I was kind of wondering. Like I spent some time going through my inventory and rearranging some stuff, and then I was like, I really should start looking, but maybe that's a better project for the winter time when I'm not sourcing. I've been sourcing almost every day this week, like to go out and then I get home and I get the stuff. I have not a bunch. I have some stuff that I got today that I got to clean. I'll get it listed tomorrow, and then because I want to go to garage sales tomorrow, and that's what I'm trying to do is to make sure I'm listing what I got. But
that's hard to do is to keep up with what you're bringing in for sure.
Yeah. Do you source? You say, and then you source you just go to those two places, every day.
So almost every day. Just like I said, just because it's right beside the post office, I'm there. I'm in and out in 10 minutes each one. If I go, just to go thrifting, like on a Tuesday or something, I'll kind of go in a different direction and go to 4 or 5 other stores.
And then you go garage sales Friday and Saturday.
We really don't have a lot on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Mainly Saturday.
Oh, okay.
There may be 1 or 2. I looked a while ago. There may be 1 or 2 tomorrow.
Oh, really?
And really only on Saturday there may be probably 3 neighborhood yard sales.
And when you go on Saturday, how many garage sales you go to in a day?
It depends. It depends how many there are. Like last weekend, we went to a huge neighborhood yard sale. It was at 2 golf courses. We probably hit 30 yard sales.
Really?
But this week, we only got 2 neighborhood yard sales, and they're small, so maybe 10 or 15. So
I have one more yard sale question. I swear this is your last question. And I'm gonna say hi. I say hi to Topher.
As many as you want.
I say hi to Topher. What's up, Topher? When you go to garage sales, do you have better luck, or if it's like a huge community sale, or if you just find like a one-off garage sale? Or do you ever notice a difference?
You never. It's a crapshoot. Honestly,
It's just kind of.
I love to find those unadvertised yard sales that you just see a sign beside the road and you pull in.
Yeah,
those are the best. But then the concentration of the community yard sales, you feel like you have to find more. So I don't know if there is a definitive answer.
I was just curious because I kind of went. I don't go to enough garage sales. I'll probably on Friday I'll go to 5, maybe 6, and then I'll do the same thing on Saturday. And then last weekend it was kind of dreary and rainy, so I kind of take a route all the way to the thrift store, and then I'll stop at garage sales on the way. But there was a huge neighborhood sale, and then I was going through. It was so packed, and I was like, man, I wonder if these are if I'm missing, because I was there a little bit later. So I'm like, am I missing out on everything because I was here late? I'm here later, and everyone's already got all the good stuff. So then I was kind of curious.
Yeah, I'm in the early bird, so I'm yard sale starts at 7. Or neighborhood yard sale, I'm at least they're riding around probably at 6:30.
Really?
If people are still setting up, I'm probably not going to bother them. But if they're set up and they're out there drinking their coffee, I'll stop and say, hey, I'm a little early. You mind if I look? And usually, they have a problem with it.
All right, I'm gonna try that. There's a neighborhood sale tomorrow I'm gonna go to.
And find out kind of the one thing you can do, and I know it's like stereotyping, but look at the real estate listings for houses in that neighborhood. Find out what they're selling for. You can find out whether it's higher end stuff in your neighborhood. Like I said, I drove an hour to those 2 community yard sales because they were on 2 golf courses.
Okay.
One was a country club and one was just a regular golf course, but it's going to be higher end stuff and more golf clubs.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. Hey, you got tons of good ideas. All right, we're over an hour now, almost an hour and 15 minutes. I really appreciate you coming on, Evan. It was fun finally getting to talk to you. And I could tell you how great your channel is. Once again, I have Evan's Flippy McFlipperson. I have his I was gonna say his eBay channel. His YouTube channel is in the link. I pinned it. Thanks to Jen, if you're still here, Jen, or it's in the description. And I really appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you go check out Evan. And I'll see you guys next week. I have a surprise guest next week. I won't tell you who yet, but it's a surprise. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit this end broadcast. So, Evan, once again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys. Well, I'll see you. Well, Evan, you can